All right, everyone, get ready for a deep dive into a topic you might not expect: how intermittent fasting and meditation can work together to help you lose weight and feel amazing.
And we're not just talking about dropping a dress size here. We're going to uncover how this powerful combo can boost your mental clarity, energy levels, and maybe even help you live longer.
All that from fasting and meditating. Sign me up. We're diving deep into the art of shredding weight to break it all down. Now, I've definitely tried my fair share of restrictive diets over the years.
Oh, haven't we all?
Seriously. But this book really emphasizes that intermittent fasting is not your typical diet.
It's more of a lifestyle shift, really.
Totally. So for anyone who's new to IF, can you explain what it actually is?
Absolutely. Intermittent fasting is basically cycling between periods of eating and fasting, giving your digestion a break. It's not about what you eat, but when you eat.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
But how does simply changing when you eat lead to all of these amazing benefits? What's going on in the body during those fasting periods?
Well, as you fast, your body gradually runs out of its stored glucose, which is the sugar it normally uses for energy. And when that happens, it's forced to switch gears and starts burning fat for fuel instead.
So it's like flipping a metabolic switch from burning sugar to burning fat.
Exactly. And that shift to fat burning is a key player in weight loss.
Right, but if I remember correctly, the benefits of IF go even beyond just burning fat. Didn't the book talk about something called insulin sensitivity?
You've got a great memory. Improving insulin sensitivity is huge because it plays a crucial role in maintaining healthy blood sugar levels and preventing type 2 diabetes. Basically, when your insulin sensitivity is humming along, it means your cells are better at using glucose effectively, so there's less of it floating around in your bloodstream, which means it's less likely to be stored as fat.
Wow, so it's like IF is giving our body's blood sugar control system a total tune-up. And here I thought it was just about dropping a few pounds.
There's definitely more to it than meets the eye.
Speaking of things that are good for us, the book also delved into this concept of autophagy, and my mind was blown. Can you explain what that is and why we should care?
So, autophagy is this incredible process where your cells essentially clean house. They go in and remove damaged components and misfolded proteins that can build up over time and cause problems.
So it's like our cells have their own little recycling system.
Exactly. And what's really cool is that fasting has been shown to ramp up this cellular cleaning process, which has some pretty profound implications for overall health and maybe even slowing down the aging process.
Okay, now that's what I called a deep clean. Feeling sharper, more energized, and potentially adding years to our lives. This is starting to sound less like a diet and more like a life upgrade.
Right. And while the research on the longevity aspect in humans is still ongoing, the early findings are definitely promising.
Well, I'm definitely intrigued. But I'm also thinking, okay, 16 hours without food. How does anyone actually do that? We'll be right back after the break to explore that. Okay, so we're back. And I have to say, the idea of fasting, even with all of these incredible benefits, can feel a little intimidating. I mean, 16 hours without food. How does anyone actually make that work?
I hear you. That's a super common concern. But honestly, one of the best things about intermittent fasting is that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's all about finding what works for you. Remember all those different methods we touched on earlier?
Right, like the 16-8 method, the 5.2 diet, alternate day fasting. There were so many options in the book.
Exactly. It's about choosing the method that fits seamlessly into your life and supports your goals. No need to squeeze yourself into a box that just isn't a good fit.
I love that. No more forcing ourselves into those restrictive diet boxes that we know we'll just end up breaking out of anyway. But even with all this flexibility, starting any new routine can be tough. Any tips for making this transition a little easier?
For sure. Chapter 5 was dedicated to easing into IF. The biggest takeaways: start slow and listen to your body. Don't, for example, jump right into a 24-hour fast if you're brand new to this.
Slow and steady, right?
Right.
Especially when it comes to changing our eating habits.
Exactly.
Now, for those moments when those hunger pangs hit, any advice for dealing with those?
You know, it might sound too simple, but staying hydrated is huge. Often our bodies confuse thirst for hunger, so before you reach for a snack, make sure you've had enough water.
Hydration, it really is the MVP. Okay, one tip from the book that I absolutely loved was the importance of meal planning.
Game changer.
Seriously. No more staring blankly into the fridge after a fasting window, wondering what to eat.
Totally. Having a plan takes the guesswork out of it and reduces so much stress. In Chapter 6, the authors talk about prioritizing nutrient-dense foods during your eating windows so you stay feeling satisfied and energized. They even suggest prepping some meals in advance to help you avoid those impulsive, often not so healthy choices when hunger strikes.
Oh, 100%. Having those healthy options prepped and ready to go definitely makes it easier to resist that bag of chips calling your name.
Exactly. Plus, it's not just about nourishing your body, but also about taking care of your mental well-being. When you plan ahead, you reduce decision fatigue and stress, which sets you up for success on all fronts.
Okay, we've talked about the eating, or I guess I should say the strategic not eating part of this equation. But now for the part that some people might not expect: meditation. What on earth does sitting quietly have to do with losing weight?
Right. It might seem a little out there, but the connection between meditation and weight loss is actually a lot stronger than you might think. Chapters 9 and 10 really opened my eyes to that link.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me everything.
So we all know that stress is a major culprit when it comes to weight gain, right?
Oh, tell me about it.
Right. And when we're stressed, our bodies release cortisol, the stress hormone, which unfortunately has this nasty habit of encouraging our bodies to store fat, particularly in the abdominal area.
Ugh, the dreaded belly fat.
Yeah.
Why? Cortisol, why?
I know, right? But here's the cool part. Studies have shown that regular meditation can actually lower those cortisol levels, which in turn helps reduce those stress-induced fat storage signals.
So it's like meditation is putting a pause on that cascade of stress hormones before they can tell our bodies to store fat like crazy.
Precisely. And it's not just about managing stress. Meditation is also about changing our relationship with food itself.
Okay, now that's really interesting. What does it actually look like to, rewire our relationship with food?
Think about it. How often do you eat when you're actually hungry versus when you're feeling stressed, bored, or, just need a little emotional pick-me-up?
Oh, wow. All the time, honestly.
Yeah.
Emotional eating is definitely my love language.
Well, you're definitely not alone, but this is where mindfulness practices like meditation come in. They help us become more aware of those emotional triggers that make us want to reach for the snack cabinet.
Interesting.
Right. It's about hitting the pause button between feeling a certain way and automatically reaching for that bag of chips or whatever your go-to comfort food is.
That makes a lot of sense. Creating that little bit of space between trigger and reaction.
Exactly. That space is where the magic happens. Plus, research is showing that meditation can actually have a positive impact on our hormones, even those that regulate appetite.
So not only are we becoming more aware of our eating habits, but meditation could actually be influencing the biological processes that drive those hunger signals. That's wild.
Yeah. It is pretty amazing, right? It really highlights how connected our minds and bodies truly are. And what I love about this book is that it doesn't try to pigeonhole you into one specific type of meditation.
Right. They talked about mindfulness meditation, loving kindness meditation, body scan meditation. It's like a whole buffet of meditation options.
Exactly. And just like with intermittent fasting, finding the right meditation practice is all about discovering what resonates with you and fits your lifestyle. It's about exploration and finding what feels right, not about being perfect.
So it's really about empowering yourself to figure out what works best for you. No cookie cutter plans here.
Huh.
But let's be real for a sec. We've all fallen for those fad diets before, right? The ones that promise you the world but ultimately leave you feeling like you failed.
Oh, absolutely. Been there, done that. That's what's so refreshing about the art of shredding weight. It's not about those quick fixes or deprivation.
Right.
Remember chapter 16?
Right.
It really drove home the message that this is about building sustainable, long-term change and a healthier relationship with food.
Yes. And that's what's missing from so many weight loss programs out there. They focus so much on restriction, which we all know just backfires in the end. This book feels different.
It is. It's about tuning into your body's natural rhythms, understanding your hunger cues, and acknowledging that food is just one piece of the puzzle. It's about nourishing your mind and body as a whole.
I love that they emphasize self-compassion, too. Like, it's okay if you have a slice of cake or miss a meditation session. It's not about being perfect, right?
Exactly. We're all human. Life happens, and we're going to have those moments. It's about acknowledging them without judgment and getting back on track. Progress over perfection.
Yes, 1,000 times, yes. It's about celebrating those small victories along the way and being kind to ourselves throughout the process. Speaking of victories, weren't those success stories in the book incredible?
They were so inspiring. And it wasn't just about the weight they'd lost. It was amazing to read about the ripple effect these lifestyle changes had on other areas of their lives.
Right. It's like they unlocked this newfound energy, mental clarity, and self-control that went way beyond just their eating habits.
It's amazing how everything is connected, isn't it? It's about feeling your best from the inside out, mind, body, and everything in between.
I love that. So instead of viewing this as just another weight loss journey, what if we approached it as an opportunity to really get to know ourselves better, to
Mhm.
learn how to nourish our bodies and minds in a way that feels sustainable and empowering?
Absolutely. It's about expanding our awareness, realizing our potential, and embracing the journey, one mindful bite and one deep breath at a time.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive. Thank you all for joining us as we explore the incredible synergy of intermittent fasting and meditation. Remember, true transformation starts from within. Until next time.